Welcome into the All Things BMX show.
Hey.
Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you.
How was the vacation?
It was fun. I had a good time.
Nice. We got a heater tonight. We got Jake with us from Spark BMX Training. We just found, was it almost 2 years ago exactly, the last time Jake was on. So we're going to find out what's been going on the last 2 years. And as I've been telling you guys leading up to this show, if you haven't checked out his 5-part gate start over on Instagram, well, you'll be able to learn all about it tonight, and that'll be your homework.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys.
Right before Grands, you get this done.
We're here each and every Wednesday most of the time.
Most of the time.
Sometimes we take some time off. Try to go race here and there.
Got to go racing now and then, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. If you are joining us live, thanks. If you got questions, comments, get them in the chat. If you guys are listening on the podcast, we appreciate it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe on all the platforms that we're on. We're over on Facebook and Chris's favorite, YouTube and Twitch. Chris, I heard you're a big Twitch guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
I think my kids are the only ones we have on Twitch.
I can I definitely can concur that is, I think
that's it.
Right. Yeah, they're the only ones that have ever been on from Twitch, except the bots that come in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're coming to you live as we do each and every week from the Ethan Clark Studios here in Heartland, Michigan, where you get more than 2 people at a stop sign and it's a traffic jam.
Pretty much.
That sign you said that person hit?
Yeah.
They took like half of it off.
Yeah, they it's like they didn't fix it. They just cleaned it up and hauled it away.
Normally when someone misses a roundabout, you think they go through the middle, not in the metropolis of Heartland.
No, they went off
to
the
just
side.
Went to the side and blew through a Meyer sign.
Took it
wild, man. We're brought to you by the good people at Motor City Harley Davidson in Farmington Hills. Shout out to Nick Quinn and his team over there. They always got something going on. If you want a chance to go down and meet the good people at Motor City Harley Davidson in Farmington Hills, your next chance is going to be November 29th. Actually, they have stuff going on each and every weekend, but this is the big one.
Always got something going
Harley
on.
After Dark. It's coming up November 29th. It's from 5 to 8 o'clock. This is the big one, man. Free dinners, free drinks. It's a big free event to get you to buy a motorcycle because that's how it works. Get a hog.
Get it.
Yeah, but you do got to just go to their website, sign up for it. It's always a good time. Melissa is off this evening. She's back on the every other week with us now, and she's off tonight. Detroit Velvet Smooth is filling in at the Gate 9 Producer's Perch back there. He got that blue jersey
got
on
updated
this
there,
week.
man.
Yeah, we did a little decorating.
Yeah.
Chris and I are here at the Ghetto Wear News Desk for the coolest in lifestyle apparel. Make sure you guys go check out Ghetto Wear. They got some cool stuff. The beanies. He's got some winter hats. Go over there, check them out. I mentioned this last week. We're going to mention it all the way up until we get up to the December 6th show because it's a Saturday show we're doing.
Yes.
With the group from It's Just BMX. They're going to be on. Stu and Dozer are joining us from Australia, so we're using Saturday because it's their Sunday night. So the show will be live December 6th, our time, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Oh.
Wherever you're at, that time it'll be live. But we will rebroadcast it Wednesday at the normal time. So
yeah.
It's going to be a fun
So it's
time.
going to be something different, little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang out on a Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, whatever it turns into, I guess.
Yeah. It'll be there Sunday evening. So
yeah.
It'll be good times.
Be fun. We'll be talking to them in the future.
I always do when they're joining us.
Right.
Surprised they're not in the chat yet. Well, before it gets too crowded in staging, you guys, we got to thank the following company for help keeping the lights on here at the All Things BMX show. Look, when you guys are doing your BMX shopping, make sure you guys give these guys a try because they're supporting us. So if you guys can, make sure you support them.
Sure. So first off, we have Dye Job Apparel. All right, make sure if you want to represent your team, your brand, your business, get a hold of Sean over at Dye Job Apparel. He can put your logo on anything.
Pretty much.
I mean, you need jerseys for your race team, any kind of promotional items. He's got them. He can get your logo on them. So go talk to Sean over at Dye Job Apparel.
Melissa said slippers last week.
Uh-huh.
And I had somebody ask me about this out at the track at the grass race. I'm like, I'm not joking. He made slides, ATV slides.
Yeah.
So he can put your company on there, your team, your group, your club, whatever. Man, he can make
and they're
slides.
Comfy too.
Yeah. We also got Krupp and Carter. Krupp and Carter is the official BMX brand made by BMXers for BMXers. Their aim is to be that first big box BMX apparel store. They're aiming to get into the malls and get into all the big stores. They've restocked up on the hottest BMX drip, so get over to Krupp & Carter and check out the new swag.
There we go. Hey, also we want to thank Morris Digital Media. Anthony Morris is the guy. He's been helping us out with our website. Unfortunately, we're not helping him out, but
swamped right now.
Right. So, but if you're looking for any type of web design, website, you need help with any of that type of stuff, get a hold of Anthony over at Morris Digital Media.
As we mentioned earlier at the Producer's Perch, brought to you by Gate 9. Gate 9, for the best in custom number plates, there's only one place to go. That's Gate 9 Design. They also offer the best carbon rims you're going to get in the game. Put them up against anybody's.
Good stuff.
Not just because they're on my bike. That's part of it. They're the best. And rumor has it there's a carbon frame coming out. But get on over to Gate 9. Check them out. Make sure you get your orders in. Those of you guys doing the national scene, you guys are going to get your NAG numbers, your national numbers.
Yeah, state plates, all that stuff.
Get over. Hit them up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, actually. Hey, also make sure you check out our friends over at On Two Wheels BMX.
Our friends at the Hack Shack.
And we have Gavin over at Wrenchman Wheel Builds.
And DB Sports World. And all the links for our sponsors you can find in the show notes. They'll be right at the bottom. So if you're looking for anybody we mentioned, you can find them. And speaking of another link you'll find in there is our good friends at BMX Rocks Photography. BMX Rocks Photography, they've been with us since we started under the other name. They bring the chat question each and every week here on the All Things BMX show.
Yep.
So we like to bring a question in, and it gets the conversation going here.
Sure.
With that, we'll bring Jake on screen because we're going to ask Jake this question. Jake, what is your favorite non-BMX podcast?
Man, this is a tough one. I listened to quite a few of them. Oh shoot, I can't even look at my phone right now. What is the one? It's Modern Wisdom, I think, with Chris Williamson, whatever, this British guy. He has interesting guests on, and he usually asks very interesting questions. He has a great British accent. It's pretty good.
All right, Chris, what about you, buddy? I got a guess.
I bet you do.
It involves NASCAR, don't it?
Yes, it does.
I knew it.
Yeah, Dale Jr. download, man.
Hey, what'd you think of the studio, dude?
That studio is so cool. If those that don't know, we took a trip to North Carolina last week, my wife, my daughter, and I, and we took a tour of Junior Motorsports, and they do the Dale Jr. download. They record it right there at the race shop. They have a little room in there. It's all set up. It's similar to what we got going on here. I mean, obviously a little higher end stuff.
Dude, that room was massive that they did it in.
Yeah.
Of that picture you sent. Looked huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they shoot 3 different podcasts. That not only do they do the audio, but they're all video as well. So it's like a television studio, and they're for folks that have, I don't know if they care, but we care because it's what we do too.
Yeah.
But they shoot 3 different podcasts in this room. That's probably 4 times the size of this room.
Yeah.
But it's like each corner of the room is a different set for these different podcasts they do there. It's really cool.
That makes a lot of sense now, the picture you sent me, which we'll get the picture up that Chris sent on Instagram here shortly.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
you know what? That's actually I listened to that podcast a lot too, and it's funny because I was not a NASCAR fan. I was like Formula One elitist kind of guy.
Right.
I moved to Carolina, and now we're kind of like living all around all the NASCAR stuff. Like I'm about an hour from Mooresville, where you were at.
Yep.
We just went to the Richard Childress Museum. My girlfriend and I went and looked at all Dale Senior's all of his old cars and stuff. It was really cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really cool. It was because we actually went to Winston-Salem and we stayed there, and then we drove over to Mooresville and took that tour, and then it was really something to see. I highly recommend it. It doesn't take very long. It's maybe a 45-minute, an hour at the most tour, but man, they show you all different stuff. Of course, I was geeking out about the podcast stuff. But it was really cool. And when you get in that area, It's amazing how much NASCAR car racing stuff is in that area. I mean, like, after we did all that, we went into Mooresville and had lunch at a little restaurant. There's guys in there eating lunch, and they're all wearing like NASCAR team T-shirts and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, those guys are from.
Oh, they worked in the.
Yeah.
For one of the teams or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the major industry there. There's
it's amazing.
Right down the street, like Roush and Penske is not too far away. There's all kinds of shops all around there. I would probably say at least half of the population works for a NASCAR shop around there.
Yeah, like when we went to Junior Motorsports, it's in an industrial park, so there's all these different buildings in there, and some of them are machine shops or that type of thing. But then, like, I think we drove by Casey Kane Racing. He's now retired, but he still races other types of cars and stuff. So it was really interesting. And then I actually went to a local short track, and it was Hickory Motor Speedway on Saturday night. I went over there and watched some racing. Holy cow. It was something else. Never been to that little. They're making laps around this track 12, 13 seconds a lap.
Is it?
It's
all in the
loud, dude. But it was cool. Hey, and they were on Flow Sports.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm serious.
You don't get me started.
No. Hey, you buy that USA BMX Flow Sports package. Well, that's why, you get the NASCAR everything.
Yeah, that's why, like, Rick's had it for a while. Carter from Beer Budget.
Yeah.
He follows that. Yeah.
You know what was cool? So I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but I have a vision issue, so I can't see
I don't
well.
think anyone would guess that.
No, probably not. But I'm sitting there, and I'm watching these races go, and there's a caution. I'm like, where's the caution from? And I'm looking around, and like, oh, it's on the backside over there. Well, now I don't know what happened because they don't have a replay. So I'm like, I wonder. I grab my app and open up Flow Sports, put it on there, and there's about a 30-second minute delay. And I bring it up, I look at it. Oh, that's what happened, because they were showing it live on Flow at the same time you're sitting there watching it.
That was like a local racetrack?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chris, do you work for Flow Sports?
He's got a huge endorsement deal with him. That's what he's got. Dude goes to North Carolina, comes back, he's working for Flow.
Yep.
Did you do the tour of that place too?
No. I tried to get a job at the Dale Jr. Download, but it didn't work. The most I got was a picture of me standing next to the chair that he sits in. Anyways, enough of my NASCAR thing.
I like Rick's answer.
What do you listen to?
Lately, it's been the Sean Ryan show, and I just fall back to Rogan all the time. But it's
you can't go
guest
wrong with
depending
Rogan.
on there, because he kind of had a run. There was just nobody I really cared to listen to, but I've been listening to a lot of the Sean Ryan, like his show.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for asking. You guys put in the chat what you guys say. It's funny, Mo Collins says, I didn't even know there was non-BMX podcasts.
Right.
The way that dude races, I don't doubt that at all.
I know.
I'll tell you what I did.
Mo's hitting a race like almost every night of the week, man.
So, Jake, I was trying to find out. So, Jake, you guys tuning in, you do mountain biking too.
Yeah.
And I participated in my first mountain bike race at 48 years old this past
last
weekend.
Yeah,
in Traverse City. It was the Iceman Cometh race. It's big. It's one of the largest point-to-point race in the country. It's just northern Michigan, wild. It's been up there 30, I think they said 36 years. Yeah. So I'm trying to look up podcasts for mountain biking. Like, God, is there something out there that's going to tell me what I'm getting into?
How'd that go?
An hour and a half later, I had about 10 podcasts in queue and listened to zero. Because I'm like looking. And then I finally, at the end, found one that was called the Iceman podcast. And it's a guy and a lady that live up in Traverse City. And I was like, oh, great. They'll break down this event. Well, they interview like some of the pros that are coming in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So needless said, I didn't have a clue what I was doing even the night before, and had probably the funnest time I've had on a bike in quite a while.
It looked pretty fun, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know it's something I personally could do, but
to be clear, I didn't do the 30 mile. I did the 10 mile.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but you finished 46th out of what, 125 people or something like that?
101, yeah.
100. So you finished better than 50% of the field.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. First time.
And then when Melissa's coworker did the 30 mile, and she told her that the race we did, the 10 mile, is actually like one of the hardest parts of the whole event, which,
oh wow,
like it wouldn't have mattered if you said it wasn't. I was going to argue it was, because, dude, those climbs, it's like they don't have this shit in BMX, man.
No.
Oh man, you must have done pretty good though for your first mountain bike race, because I remember my first mountain bike race and I think I got second to last out of like 100 people. I got like 98th or something like that. Like no shit. It's really hard coming from BMX because like we're so used to sprinting, and you don't realize like you might sprint and pass some people when you get the chance, but then you just get wrecked and you can't recover, and it just you can screw up your whole race. I learned that the hard way for my first few races. I just could not ever learn how to pace myself.
Yeah, I was told by people that did BMX that are now in mountain biking, they're like, the end of your run or the end of the course that we did are serious climbs, which I wouldn't know what's serious or not. So that was going in the back of my head. But the biggest thing that hit me that I wasn't ready for was the passing. Like, everyone's courteous. They're like coming up on your left, and everyone just lets you by. And I'm like,
somebody's going down.
But yeah, it was just, if they're faster, you just let them by. That and I was the only one that had a full face, Jake. I didn't know. I've seen pictures, but I'm like, whatever. And I just sitting there in staging or the heat, getting ready. And my buddy's like, yeah, not only do you have that loud suit on, you're the only one
with a full face helmet.
Just looking all over. I'm like, there's got to be somebody else. Like, nope.
Really?
How did your butt look in spandex?
I didn't wear spandex. I'll send you a picture of this wild
like a disco
suit
suit, man.
Yeah, I had this suit left over from a costume party I went to, and I wore that.
Oh, there you go.
And that way it I can put it up right here for you.
Oh, you got to go full screen, dude. There you go.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's in the middle of the race.
So,
wow.
Yeah, you can see it was. Yeah, that was it right there, and
he's wearing flats. He's wearing Vans.
Oh, there's a lot
no
of people.
clips.
There was a lot of people in flats.
Was there?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I thought clips was a mountain.
There was, but it was fun. Then I got done, and I was like, "Boy, Justin, you have a guy on that teaches mountain bike training. You might have wanted to reach out to him before you did this."
Maybe.
Just traded a bike and 3 weeks ago and was like signed up for it and let's go. It was a great time.
That's the best way to learn, really.
Yeah, is it?
Just jump in and go.
Well, hey,
that's what you did.
There was no backing out at that point.
Yeah.
A lot of people chiming in already. Thank you, guys. You got questions, comments, shout-outs for Jake. Please get them in the chat. Jim Sievert, best coach in BMX. Jake, you rule.
Wow.
Hey.
Thank you.
So, man, what's been going on since we had you on 2 years ago?
Man, it's been pretty interesting because I did that podcast with you. It was kind of funny. I was like, before that, I had a long period where I was just kind of helping out a few riders, not really doing much on social media. Kind of like I was disenchanted with all of fitness and everything. I owned a gym before that, several years ago. And I just I don't know, I was kind of lost. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do with this stuff. You asked me to be on the podcast, and then kind of got this motivation after that and started posting videos and thinking more about it. And I tried to okay, I think there's an interesting connection between BMX and mountain biking, and I'm obviously interested in both. So I think BMXers can learn a lot from mountain bikers and vice versa. So I was kind of dabbling in that, where do I want to fit in with this? Do I want to try to teach mountain bikers BMX stuff and whatever? But then I kind of got motivated to race BMX again. So because the Worlds were coming up, in 2024. So I borrowed a bike because I didn't even have a BMX bike, and started doing some sprints, and I was like training and getting, all motivated, and I was going to try to qualify for the World Championship race. And then I got about 2 weeks into my training, and my knees started to just kill me. Like I could barely walk upstairs and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. Before that, I felt all right for a, 40 at the time, like 42-year-old guy. So it kind of sent me into this little journey of trying to learn more about like the body and like why my knees hurt, why people do certain things. And so I'm kind of went down that journey of kind of learning a little bit more, like filling in some gaps of knowledge that I didn't have before, and trying to like put the pieces together for, why certain people do the things that they do on a BMX bike, and why, some of us mortals are, struggle with different things, and trying to come at it from a different perspective rather than just like the common thoughts that people have been saying for years and years, but, not really like digging deep into the, like what makes a human like tick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, I did not become World One. Like I quit. I quit training, within like 2 weeks. So here we are. But it was an interesting journey nonetheless, and it led me down to, like as I learned more, I got interested in just like gate starts. I don't, it's one of those things I've always looked at as, even I remember as a kid like watching people do gate starts and like, wow, I need to figure that out. But like, back then we didn't have video cameras and didn't have the knowledge to be able to figure out like what people are doing. We throw our hips forward and roll our wrists and then, head leads, shoulders lead, all that kind of, basic stuff or whatever. But now with the ability of like really watching slow motion cameras and, stopping frame by frame, we can like really see what people are doing, and get a better idea of the things that they might need that they don't currently have to be able to do, to execute a gate, so that's kind of where I'm at.
That whole gate start thing has become such a science, or maybe that's not the right word, but it's amazing how much how much you break it down, the little tiny things. Shoot, I'm still trying to figure out how to balance. I mean, come on.
Gotta crawl before you walk, buddy.
I mean, seriously, that's step number one. Yeah. I mean, how many people have you, like, you would see like these little kids that were barely able to balance, and back in the day, like dads would just throw them on clips. And you're like, oh my God, this kid can't even balance. You're already working on like clipless pedals and like trying to teach him how to do a gate, and poor kid falls over in the gate. It's like, dude, that's step one, is like get competent at that. Right. So my whole thing is like build these, bases of competence. Like, all right, I have to have that foundation of being able to balance and be confident and make that a subconscious thought. And then the next layer and the next layer and the next layer.
Right. Yeah.
Where do you think I'm just going to say passion. Where do you think the passions come from to have the focus on the starting? Because for those that don't know, you were really on the sprints like years back, which FYI, can you still buy your book? Are you still able to?
Yeah, they're still for sale.
Okay, buy them.
I don't necessarily recommend them, to be honest. Like they're fine. It's just like I've refined my thoughts on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's basic information. Honestly, you go to ChatGPT and probably, ask for a decent training plan and be able to get something. But but to be totally honest, like there is some good information in those books and things that I put out for sure. I just think like some of the training plans and stuff are a little outdated, and it's something that I want to kind of refresh sooner than later.
Okay.
Yeah. And now you're refining it, bringing in the gates part, the gate part, and as I alluded earlier, you just did like a 5-part breakdown. And if this is something, we're going to tie in a few things. You're available for coaching. Somebody can reach out to you correct?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to talk tonight about things. You want more? He's your guy. Okay.
Yep.
Right there. All his links, they're already in the notes right now when you're watching on the social media sites. Your website's up there in Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah,
so
and if you're listening to the podcast, go into the notes in the descriptions in the podcast, and you can get all the links there.
So you'd mentioned, dads would throw the kids in there. What are you seeing now than before? That's one of the big critical misses that parents, maybe kids, or even older adults are having with racing.
Yeah, super great, good question. It's people are jumping ahead, like they are implementing training strategies, like higher order training strategies than they need. They go to strength training and sprints when they just do not have the mechanics to do. I'll watch kids just. They flop around on their bike, right? Like when they try to accelerate, they don't have the technique. They don't have the mechanics of it. You see knees and hips and shoulders and heads going everywhere. And then, we go and put them, we make them train like Cam Wood. It's like, oh, Cam Wood does sprints. Let's have this 8-year-old do them as well. And the kid just flops around even more. People don't realize that sprints are it's on a track. We go downhill, right? Basically, we start downhill, and then by the time we get to the bottom of the hill, we are up to speed. We have a high pedal cadence, so we never have full resistance on the pedals that we do in a sprint, right? Because we're always most of the time we're sprinting on flat ground. Mm-hmm. So think about it, it's kind of sprints are kind of like weight training for BMX, right? It's a resisted form of sprinting that we don't get on the track. So you're taking these kids that can't even manage out of the gate going down a hill, and you're putting them on flat ground or even uphill sometimes and having them sprint from a dead start, and they just look terrible. I also see people that just don't have the mechanics, and then it's they're weight training and strength training, and I just don't, it's you're not really going to do much with that. I'll put it this way. David Graff, I heard him on a podcast a year or two ago. I don't remember whose podcast it was, but he was saying that basically between, when you start racing and then 18 years old, that's your time to build skills. That's your best time because you have the most time to be on a bike. You don't even need to be touching weights and working on your sprinting and stuff like that. All that stuff can come later. But by the time you're 18, you should be a better bike rider at 18 than you are, even later on in your career. Because then as a pro, as you hit junior and elite, you should be implementing those higher order kind of training strategies. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the 18 and under should be more building their bike handling skills, their maneuvering skills. So they're not, sometimes you'll see somebody riding a bike and the front wheel's going left, right, left, right, left, right. Yeah. They're wobbling all over the place. Their balance isn't there.
Yeah.
Kind of like how I ride. So, they need to build that up so that they're smooth and flow and get all that stuff. And whoops.
You're fine.
I'm going to end up shutting the whole show off here. So then, shoot, now I screwed up my whole thought. But, and I think part of that, not to bring this whole debacle up, but I think part of that is the younger kids now are mandatory to ride clip pedals until they're 12 years, or flats until they're 12 years old. They can't ride the clip pedals in the races. And I feel that's huge for the younger kids to build that bike skill, their level of skill.
Oh man, I couldn't agree more. I fought for that for the longest time. I was always posting stuff about that on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and I got a lot of hate for that or whatever. But I look at it now, the kids that are on flats, there's some kids that are so good. You can't tell the difference now. I mean, other than the kids now look better than they did 6-7 years ago. They used to be all, hips all up on their stem as they pedal pump through a rhythm section. And now kids are like showing their skills, and I think they look so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it just increases or builds that skill level so much more. You know?
Yeah. And then when I say skill also, I do mean stuff off of the bike, but not necessarily weight training. Like I'm all for kids like doing, getting a very diverse, have a diverse background of like athletic sports and stuff. I think it's really important, especially kids now, because they just, kids don't do anything, right? They do sports. They go to like club, whatever they do, and the parents a whole bunch of money on them to go do these sports, but then they're just not out playing and doing the basic stuff. Some kids are, but a lot of kids are not, and definitely not as much as like we did growing up. So like things like gymnastics and tumbling or parkour or something like that would be a really cool thing for kids to do and try to round out some of their weaknesses.
So would that be what you would recommend, like for a sport other than BMX? Gymnastics would be a good.
Yeah, I can't think of anything better. I mean, like we've seen some BMXers come, like Elise Willoughby, right? She was quite a good gymnast, I believe, and then there has to be others. But yeah, obviously I've heard that she's like just such a freak, physical specimen. Like we don't really realize it because she's just like a smaller woman, but like she is a beast.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that had to help the gymnastics.
We just had that come up on a show a little while ago where the guest thought the picture was CGI'd, but it was her doing a plank on top of her helmet. That was a legit picture. She's on this, holding on her helmet and just perfectly planked out.
Yeah.
Balancing on the helmet.
Are you one of the kind of the opinion that with like kids, they should be in as many sports as they can to help them with? Because I've heard this debate, like some parents, whether it's BMX or not, they're like, just be in this sport. Like we're going to do football or let's say BMX, right? And I've heard from other coaches and that like, no, do all of them. Like if you're a soccer player, play baseball, play basketball if you can.
Yeah, from purely like a physical standpoint, I would say yes, definitely. It's like, that's long-term athletic development. They've studied this and shown, with pretty good. They've shown that kids that do play more sports do tend to, as they do narrow down and focus on their one sport, they are better athletes and healthier. I don't know, like from a mental like personality kind of standpoint, like kids that just like bounce around from sport to sport too, like do they ever find anything, and like do they ever spend enough time to get good at something? So there's a balance to be struck there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think at least having one other sport that you do is a good thing.
Yeah, I think it has to help.
Find a gym for a kid that does a lot of, even if it's just like derivatives of gymnastics and parkour and stuff like that. Like if you can happen to find something like that with some basic like athletic stuff like marching and skipping and tumbling and
don't they rolling. I think it's a chain, like the Sky Zone. They're the trampolines and the I bet that'd be one. That'd be a good one.
A good place for an adult to blow their Achilles out.
Dude. I guarantee on any Saturday you could just go in there and wait for it to happen. It's gonna happen.
Totally, it's the best.
The dad that peaked in high school football that never played, but he was the star player. It's like, I'll show you how to do a backflip. I'm like, you're out of work for 6 months.
Oh no. Oh God.
Hey, so we like the majority of our listeners really fall into this 40 and over category.
Yeah.
They all have kids. So call Jake. He'll get your kid even faster. But for the older guys, what would you say is like the important thing for like your 40, 45 and over? What is it that's like the most important thing for us?
Yeah, I would say for most people, I really think that most adult men, especially, are strong enough to race BMX. I feel like we've got this thing, especially in like the expert classes. It's kind of this like I've been wanting to make a video like what was the title like a mutual self-assured mutual destruction or something of strength training. I don't know, something along those lines. But basically, like I feel like grown men have lost their athleticism, and I know people are going to be pissed when I said that, but like there's these dudes are very strong now, but like they don't move very well, and I fit into this category because I'm 44 and I'm appalled when I see myself on the track. It's we get stiff, we lose our bounce, we lose a lot of that kind of stuff, and then we resort to more strength training, and it's like all we have. We don't have that bounce anymore. We don't have that lightness to us. We don't have the fluidity. So now all we have is our strength. And if we're not stronger than the next guy, then we're kind of screwed because we're all in this boat. So I think like really trying to maintain your ability to be mobile and to move well and stuff like that is going to pay dividends. I think like doing a lot of BMX and a lot of weight training and stuff like that really takes its toll over the years. And really like I don't think anyone's really immune to it necessarily. I mean, I see a few riders that are still ride well and look good on a bike, but a lot of it's just like we get so stiff. And I think it's like, it's the injuries add up. We've got joints on one side of our body that will flex better than the other side, and that makes it for a difficult thing. I made a video a few months ago talking about actually some guy talked some shit on one of my posts, and I made a video about him with his bad riding. So
you guys don't talk bad about Jake, okay?
Hey, I welcome anyone to question any of my thoughts or anything like that, but if you just like say some random stuff, there's a very good chance I'm gonna call you out and make a point.
Yeah.
Anyways, like
let's have an adult conversation, right?
Yeah, totally. Right. Like it's frustrating on the internet, but yeah, when you watch him ride, he just bounced around the track, like not in a good way either. He bounced left to right, and he was always trying to like stiffen everything up to hold himself centered, and you watch riders that do that, like, and it just looks like, one side of their body will absorb energy better than the other, and it kind of kicks them all over the place, and it's like they're riding a bull, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So for the older riders, I know you've spent time breaking down, like the mobility part, and you actually just dropped this one video I was watching earlier talking about the center of balance. And you just mentioned it, like one side with the joints can flex more than the others. Is it a stretching and a yoga type thing? Very like, is that a high priority in your 40s, after your 40s? Like for me, I know that's huge for me. I do a ton of stretching, and I feel like it's kept me being able to do what I'm doing till now.
Yeah, I mean, like whatever works for you. That just stretching a muscle, like I don't think really does much. And I mean, I've done this for years where try to, you see someone with like shoulders that are rolled forward, or like they say tight hip flexors. So then you stretch his hip flexors and you try to strengthen the glute muscles, and then for your shoulders you're trying to stretch. You're doing your stretches in the door frame for your pecs, and then you're trying to like do rows to strengthen the back, and that just doesn't work. Like it's never really worked, and in fact it seemed to cause more problems with like a lot of my clients that I worked with. So I kind of had a hunch that like that there was a very kind of limited view of how the body works. So anyways, like how you restore some of that mobility is like I was talking about, like bringing your center of gravity back. Like a lot of people are pushed forward You can see this, like you can just see pictures of people, like, you know, their backs are arched, their pelvis is forward, but you'll also see signs of this, like look at the wear in your shoes. Do your, like, you know, your like your right foot, like is your pinky toe like shoving out the front of your shoe? You'll see this on like old shoes, or like they'll roll to the outside of the feet. That's like your center of gravity kind of pushing forward, and your shoes are just trying to keep you there, right? So that's like one thing. So I actually tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to be dropping a video to kind of show you like a progression of how to, you know, logically, like basically lay on your back, start laying on your back. That reduces your gravity. You learn how to kind of relax some muscles, and then you start to kind of build up from there. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. It's probably too complicated to really describe it on a podcast. It's hard enough to do it in, you know, a multi-part social media post as well, to like really get my points across well. But yeah, it's do whatever makes you feel good. I would like, I just posted that video of like showing the 2 mobility tests, right? Like a toe touch and a step up. So that's a good like proxy. It's like, take a video of yourself doing those 2 exercises, and then go do your mobility, whatever you call mobility. Go do your yoga, go do whatever, you know, just breathing or something, and then go back and retest it and see if you made any progress doing that. That's kind of a good way to do it. If you're making progress, cool. If not, like maybe you want to find something different.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. Kind of back to what you were talking about a minute ago with where your body's forward on the bike.
I'm just talking about in general in space.
But I'm talking about on the bike. I noticed that like a year or so ago myself, like when I'm going and I need to go really fast, like let's say down the first straightaway, all of a sudden I realize my like hips and my waist are way forward on the bike, and it's like my feet are almost behind me, and I'm going like crazy, and all of a sudden it starts feeling real squirrely and weird.
Yeah.
So I've been like, you got to get your butt back. So I keep telling myself that as I'm going down the straightaway, get butt back, so that, you know, you're more centered over the bottom bracket of the bike versus way up in the front. And then I don't make it all about me, but what I noticed was I switched frames. I went to a smaller frame about a year and a half ago, and it made all the difference in the world. I thought I needed this triple XL frame, and I went to a double XL, which is about and you wouldn't a half inch would make a huge difference, but it did. So it's weird. Your
approach to this, obviously, like real in depth, and I feel it's like very different breath of fresh air into the training aspect. I was telling someone, like, you really got to watch this post you did where you were explaining the explosive gait starts, and you used the analogy of the Ziploc bag, and you dropped you had water in it, and you dropped was it a can? Yep. Like you dropped a can in it of something. I don't know if it's soda or for some reason I want to say soup. I don't know. But like it really, so my point with this is, it's Jake really spends time breaking these things down. That's why I really go back to like watch these breakdowns, because I got my brain thinking you did a side-by-side of Joris and his teammate. Isaac. Yeah. And they both have very different gait starts. And you were saying like body build can be a determining factor. And it was like something that clicked for me. That was an aha moment. Like everybody's body structure is different. The way things are done, the mechanics, what works for you. You know, do your ankles have the range? Things like that really started, again, then making me get back into really following your posts. But with that part, like you were breaking down, and you spent a ton of time studying this, what's been, for you, what's been maybe like over the last 6 years, say, what's been the big change that you've seen with the gate starts? And maybe it's nothing, but what have you saw?
No, nothing in particular. Like it's interesting watching the elite class and like the very top of, the very best riders. So like I was saying, like Joris and Isaac have slightly different gaits. Like, I mean, you can't notice this stuff necessarily, by the human eye, but like you can, if you slow it down and observe, you can kind of start to see these things. The interesting thing though is humans basically, like, we have one way to produce power. Like we have to push down into our pedal, right? And our center of gravity has to get our hip has to get over top of our front foot to be able to push down. So that's kind of the main thing. You watch the elite class do that, and they do that very efficiently. Their hips slide forward, their ankle and their knee unlocks to allow them to move forward on their bike. And then, as their hip travels over their foot, they start to extend their leg. So I started watching that, and I was like, oh man, that's like what we do as we walk and we run. And it changed my whole perspective on like looking at gates. I used to think of it as just like a whole separate thing. Like, we ride a bike, where us as athletes are not like a football player or a whatever, 100-meter sprinter. But then I saw it from that perspective, and I'm like, man, it is like, it's not kind of like it. It is exactly the same. Like, we have to do the same stuff on a bike that we do on foot. So like we start watching it from that perspective, like we have to produce power like every other, like a human does. And we have to do that in the most efficient way. And that's usually stacking our center of gravity, like over that foot. So anyways, like people with different body structures, like you referred to, they end up doing the same thing, but they might get there in like a slightly different way. Mm-hmm. So like Joris and Isaac kind of start from about the same position, and they kind of end up in the same position for like that split second. But how they get there might be slightly different. But it's really interesting to watch like the pro class now compared to the pro class of 25 years ago. Back in the day, like everyone had very different styles of gaits. Some people pulled their front tire up really high. Some people had more of a slingshot. We were able to do that because the cadence was different. And like you go to track to track, and like everyone would have, like tracks would have different cadences and different totally different gaits. And now everything is so standard that people have like really standardized their technique as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, we could get into it if you wanted to. But the walk was, that's an interesting part of this whole perspective too, like opening your perspective on what makes athletes fast. It's not, I really don't think it's just muscles, and we're not like, our bones don't operate on hinges and move like robots, right? Like everything kind of twists and spirals, and we move fluidly. And within, like, we literally have, like, we're mostly water, right? We're mostly fluids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're much more like a worm. We're a worm with some structure. We're a worm with some bones. And in these muscles, like, we don't just, like, the muscle doesn't just pull on the bones and extends our knee and extends our hip. It actually squeezes that fluid within our leg, and, like, we'll shoot the fluid from one part of like the compressed side of our body to the uncompressed side or the expanded side. And that's how we move. Like we move through all of these things. We have the muscles pulling on the bones like everyone thinks of. We have the fluid moving within us. We have the elasticity from our connective tissues, like our ligaments and our tendons and our fascia and stuff like that, right? That it's all the springy stuff. If you bounce, like that should be springy and bouncy. So we have all these different ways of moving. And the fluid thing is really interesting too, because like when you watch riders, when you look at different shapes of people, they will move differently. if you ever see like an NBA player, you don't see anyone with like a real big waist, big hips, and a narrow, chest, narrow shoulders, right? That would be like a pear-shaped human. They don't leave the ground very well. But you see like the V-shaped people, right? Wide shoulders, narrow hips. They're able to like take that fluid from within them and shoot that up and help them elevate. Those are the best athletes. So it's not even just like muscles don't just contract and push you along. They squeeze this, they manage these pressures within our body to move us forward, upward, whatever way we want to go. And then the people that really struggle with gait starts and things like that, usually the one problem I see that I've really been noticing a lot is like they're squeezing their pressure the wrong way. They're trying to drive that pressure down. One way you can think about this is like if you sneeze, right? Like you ever sneeze and you feel like your pelvic floor and your lower abs tense up real quick, and then it sprays out your nose and your mouth, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other way is like if you got to poop, right? You kind of squeeze from top down and you squat down, right? So like you're pushing pressure down, you're pushing pressure up.
Right. That's
how our bodies work. And people don't really like fully give that credit for doing what we do on a bike. It's all like who has the biggest muscles, but it's really like how do these muscles function?
Huh. That's interesting.
Right.
I bet you didn't think we'd talk about poop on this podcast.
We talk a lot of poop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
well. I said there was a point we might change the name to All Things Poop.
Yeah. We were trying to get a sponsorship from Dude Wipes.
Yeah, we really worked a Dude Wipe sponsor once. We really went after them. Yeah.
Never came to be anything.
It never came to fruition, but yeah. I'm going to pop in the chat real quick. A lot of people checking in right now. Stuart Kelly from It's Just BMX over in Australia checking in with us.
Yeah, they're going to be on in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Matt Boshin checking in from Australia also. He mentioned he's a skills until at least 16. And also on flats, no kids likes doing sprints. They want to ride and jump. That's a great point. He also said, hi, Jake. My son Hunter found the focus on detail on gait starts really great. He knows what to look for now to improve, as coaches aren't readily available where they live in Australia. Jeremy and Cynthia Thomas, definitely the best coach. Thunder Midget checking in on YouTube, saying hi, guys. Mo Collins, as we mentioned earlier, he's the other half of BMX Rocks Photography, saying he didn't realize there was non-BMX podcasts. Holly Dunn checking in with us. She was last week's trivia winner. Thank you for joining us, Holly. Chris Abishan checking in, saying hi to Chris and I. The other Chris back. Hi, Chris. Nice to join. Dave D'Ortonia said he's a tequila worm. He fits the tequila worm body. That's what he wanted to say. Patrick Parker said Jake should have worked on his track speed in the late 2000s. Oh!
Pat should have worked on his sprinting because, man.
And then you better be careful. You're going to be the next video.
Then our friend in Florida, Ryan Baumgartner, checking in. He was saying that the older class isn't a joke anymore. And I've seen a lot of competition in there, and look forward to seeing you here in about a little over a month, right? Yeah. About a month I'll see you.
In December?
Yeah.
Yep.
So look forward to seeing you. What were you going to say?
I was just Pat Parker. Him and I, we battled in 28 to 35 expert or something. I just came back from like a long time of not racing, and my gate and first straight came around. I was able to like, I still had a gate and first straight, but like I forgot how to turn. I had no idea how to turn. It was one of those skills that I totally lost, and yeah, Pat like totally capitalized on that more than a few times and just got me. So anyways, but yeah, good times. Yeah, thanks for all the kind words from a few of you people.
If I've missed anybody, sorry about that. Where do you hang out and ride at right now when you're on your bike?
Yeah, so I split the time between the mountain bike and the BMX bike. I'll go out to like Burlington BMX track in North Carolina, and then do some gate practice out there. Sometimes out at Capital City in Raleigh, and then do a lot of mountain biking still. This weekend I'm going to like Chattanooga to go ride with some friends out there and check out the trails and stuff on the mountain bike. Rode like snowshoe, downhill bike park and stuff like that this year. So nothing crazy. I didn't do too many like mountain bike races or anything like that. And I did one BMX race. I haven't raced in forever, and that was fun. I won the first moto, and then I was just so tired. I couldn't like, rebound within, I think it was like 12 motos or something that day. Oh yeah. So that second round was so quick. I was like, I can't go.
Oh no.
But yeah, so it's been interesting. So I didn't even have a BMX bike for about 4 years, and I was just riding mountain bikes. And then last year I got another BMX bike, and man, it was such a steep learning curve trying to ride that BMX bike again. Cause like I would have been better off rather than riding the mountain bike all the time. Like I did, I would have been better off not riding anything whatsoever. Cause coming back after trying to switch from a mountain bike back to a BMX bike, I found so tough. I do some
riding a 20 or
20. Yeah.
Okay. So you went from that bigger tire down mountain bike to the 20-inch. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's such a tough transition. Like, why are these head tubes so damn steep? And so, but yeah, I finally got to coach down in Dominican Republic. There's a cool place down there called the Patio, and they invited me down there to coach. So I went down there and I got to spend like a whole week just riding with the kids and stuff. And like I totally remembered how to ride my bike after that. It was great. Like just kind of an immersive thing where I got in there and I got to like just screw around on the BMX bike again. And it felt really good to like remember how to like manual and jump and stuff like that on the BMX bike. Cause the mountain bike is just so much different. It's so comfortable. It's like riding a motorcycle with the suspension and everything like that. But you hop on that BMX bike and it's so stiff. I was talking about the forces earlier and dealing with like, being relaxed and everything. I noticed that right away on a BMX bike. I'm like, wow, the feedback you get from riding a track now with these bikes that are so stiff with carbon forks and stiff frames and everything, like it just goes right through you. And if you're not if you're tense, you just can't ride one of these BMX bikes anymore.
Yeah, and
there's no give.
No, like you think everything's getting stiffer and lighter, right? And it's got to go somewhere. It's wrists, it's shoulders, or it's elbows.
Yep.
Or knees,
or air pressure in the tires and everything.
That's true too. I mean, you're running. Not everybody, but a lot of people. You got carbon forks, you got carbon frame, you got 80, 90, 100 pounds of air in the tires, carbon rims. I mean, this thing, there is no give in these bikes anymore.
Man, I had way too much air pressure in that mountain bike tires. And so I'm Googling, like, what's the, like, this is my weight, this is that. It's a 29er. 30. What the
30?
Like 30? No,
that's high.
And yeah, I actually was like 20. I think it was 22, like 22 to 26 or something in there. Like the first, and so I like take it out and ride, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. You noticed a big difference?
Oh, it's huge, dude. Like
really,
turning is easier because it actually sticks. You're not. Yeah, and ride along, like I didn't feel everything because the pressure was up. Because the person I got the bike from was just riding it like on the street. He was doing like slow social rides on the bike, and he's like, "Yeah, the air pressure's up," but I'd forgotten. And then the day before we were riding, I was like, "Oh man, I got to check that." But like again, I probably just should have texted Jake, and I was like trying to find all this stuff. And you're like, then when you get it set, like you said, dude, it's so smooth. And for me, the next day after that race, I went and BMX raced. And when I picked the 20-inch up, I'm like, where the f is it? Like, there's nothing,
Right.
And like you said, man, the head tube the angle, there was a big time difference.
Yeah, dude, I don't recommend you just riding the mountain bike for like a few years, not touching your BMX bike. Always keep the BMX bike and always hop on it occasionally. My biggest recommendation.
When you're doing the mountain bike thing, like what's your favorite? I don't know if the word's discipline or style. Like, what's your favorite thing to ride?
I like the techie kind of downhill stuff. I like chunky rocks and drops and things like that. I like jumping a mountain bike is really cool because it's just like you hit these 30, 40 foot jumps and it doesn't feel like anything. And then I get on a BMX bike and I'm like, shoot, a 20-foot jump looks really big, you know?
Oh,
it's just the big wheels, but also that suspension is just amazing. Like it just absorbs those forces and slows everything down. And I just feel really stable on it. But yeah, no, I like the techie kind of downhill stuff that gnarlier the better most of the time. And I did some enduro racing, which was really fun because it's kind of like you have all day to do like 4 downhill stages basically. So you pedal up the mountain real slowly to try to like, you just have to get your 4 stages done in a day, and then you basically send it going down the hill. So it's like a 2 to 4 minute, basically all out sprint basically. And then you try to recover as you pedal up to the next one or whatever. But that was always my favorite. I like doing that kind of stuff.
You kind of slid in how you went to Dominican Republic to do some training. You want to expound on that a little bit? Because I just pulled up, it was the Patio Sport Club, right?
Yeah. No, I should actually.
Dude, that place looks cool. I'll put it up here on the screen while you're talking, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, honestly, that is like we were talking about like long-term athletic development for kids. This place is freaking awesome because so in Dominican Republic, they don't really do a whole lot of sports in schools. I guess it's all like, kids will play baseball after school or soccer. But down here, they have basically the kids sign up for this and then they come in there and then they basically are told, all right, today you are going to race BMX and then you're going to rock climb. Or tomorrow you're going to play soccer and then mountain bike, and then you're going to play basketball and you're going to swim. So they get like this full wide ranging thing, and like they actually get some, they're competitive with each other, but they're all like friends and stuff. It's really cool.
Wow. Track there on site then? They have their own track there for you, right?
Yep. Yeah, they built it like half of it's under an overpass.
I'm trying to find pictures. I'm trying to find some pictures of it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful track. You got to watch out from gate 8 because you got to dodge a banana tree.
Oh, there you go. There's a picture of it.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. Yeah, part of it's under an overpass.
Yeah, so it's great.
Shoot, that's a nice looking track. They got grass on the infield, the whole deal.
Yeah, no, it's super nice. It's very nice.
How did you come about of this opportunity?
The owner just like reached out to me one day.
Oh, really?
My post. I'm sorry. He saw one of my posts and just reached out and hit me up, and we flew out there. My girlfriend and I went out there and stayed the week, and it was amazing. One of the best experiences I've had in such a long time, actually. People there really cool. They're super nice, and
I was gonna say the people in the Dominican Republic are so nice and friendly.
Yeah.
Were you able to? Did you have a bike to ride when you were there?
I did. I took mine.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So you got to ride.
Yeah. And then we got to ride some mountain bikes out, in the country and stuff like that. It was fun. Rode some e-bikes. It was great.
When was this?
Back in May.
Oh, wow. So this is real recent then. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Man,
highly recommend.
Man.
What's the name of this place?
It's called Patio Sport Club.
Patio Sport Club.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, they don't really do. They don't do like. I don't think you can go there and just race. You got to be like a member of the club. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's great. I couldn't think of a better place. Like, this is exactly what America needs. Like, we have these. We have like. People that specialize in volleyball or people that specialize in baseball, but like no one does this kind of stuff really.
they're like camping here, it looks like, in some of the pictures, and
it
looks
they
super
have all
cool.
kinds of cool stuff there. They have all kinds of great events.
Wow, man, they flew you down there, you did some training, hung out, got to do some bike riding. That sounds fun.
Wasn't a bad week.
So it's okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't picking up what you guys were. So it's a multi-sport club. It's not a BMX club.
Right.
It's everything.
Yeah. All the kids do everything.
Okay. All right. Sometimes it takes me a minute to catch up.
You following the mountain biking obviously still right now. Like you follow this. Have you caught this one's really grabbed a hold of me because it's called the Hard MTB League, and they show up and build the courses for disciplines, and like it's all scratch built, and they do it, and it's wild because was it slalom, downhill, and the sport or jumping. Have you caught any of this at all?
Yes. Yep.
I was blown away, Jake, with like who was competing in it, because it was like the big names and then like noobs, and it was formatted perfect for TV, like so quick. What was your take on it?
I didn't even watch. I watched some of the runs from it, and it looked really cool. I saw like Asa Vermette and just destroy that. I don't know. It was a very cool concept. I would love to see more of it. I'd like to see BMXers like cross over and get into that. Try to make some money and just do some different things or whatever, like they used to do. They, used to have like Dale Holmes riding racing four cross and stuff like that. Yeah. I'd like to see a lot more of that kind of stuff.
What really caught was how fast they were able to run it. Because like if you remember, like they came across the finish line and the next person was going, but I'm like, wow, like I didn't want to change the channel at that point, and I was like, boy, they got you, and definitely worth checking out because it's a quick watch, and like I said, the 4 parts there. I was really impressed with it, and that weekend I was bouncing between that and Rampage. So,
the Red Bull. Yeah.
Actually, I think I might have found it on one of the crash delays. Unfortunately, I was like, I flipped over and started watching this one. You've got any picks for grands this year? Have you been following it to see who's in the running at all?
I definitely follow it. I think I watch. I'll see the mains of every race or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like no hot takes on that really. Just
no.
Yeah, I mean, like Cam Wood always delivers there. You'll have some Frenchies there that will be in there. I don't know. I'm just a fan of like how good these guys are. It's kind of funny. Like I honestly think the racing is more boring now because they are so freaking good. It's like everyone is like so dialed. No one makes mistakes. So it's very follow the leader. And it's not taking anything away from them. It's just like they're just too damn good.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and for 30 some seconds, there's like a whole world that happens between the start and the finish line too, and especially
it used to be like video games, like where someone like one fighter would have this level of whatever, and this one would have this level, and like the other person would have whatever, and they would kind of all like battle it out and like whatever. But now it's just like everyone has level 10 skills, level 10 speed.
You ain't joking.
That's
and they repeat it lap after lap, which is crazy. Like no one looks more tired at the end of the weekend. It's incredible how good they are.
Out of all elite class, is there somebody you're impressed with just their bike riding and everything? Like, is there somebody that stands out for you?
Oh man. I'd have an easier time calling out people that aren't very good, No, I'm serious. Like everyone is so freaking good. Like I can't really think of
no favorite.
Not necessarily. I'm not that kind of guy. Like I don't have a favorite necessarily in anything. I'd love to see Joris win. Like, I mean, obviously he won for so long. It'd just be cool to like see him like win one more time or again or whatever. I listened to Tori Nighog's podcast today with Nick Kimmin on there, and he's such a cool dude. Nick's like such a bro. Like just loves BMX, and I really liked his vibe. So actually, that would be really cool if he happened to win. I'd love to see that.
I dig those guys. They're so good. Him and his brother are so good, and yet they're like, let's go build a straight in our backyard and host a race. In between training at like that elite level, they're like, let's put this event on. I forget what they called it, but it was like the Red Bull Rhythm Straight, but it was just on BMX bikes, and like what a freaking rad event that was.
Yeah, it was funny because Nick I guess he's in Albuquerque right now, and he's like digging the dirt turns. He was like stoked on that. He's like, I feel like a kid again. He's like, it turns.
Well,
that's cool.
who was on? They had been the Dirty Fest, and he was at Dirty Fest. It was just like a little kid running around there.
Yeah,
like he's like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. Geeking out. Good guy there. How about do you have somebody you like watching in mountain biking?
I always root for like the Americans. I mean, I love all those guys are so good as well. But like Dakota Norton, cheering for like his comeback from his broken pelvis and everything. That was pretty gnarly. Lucas Shaw, and then Asa Vermette, and all the Americans that are kind of coming up.
I always have to pause when Dakota's on because I literally grew up riding bikes with him.
That's awesome.
Like I rode his they called it the farm. Those were the trails at his dad's house out in Grand Rapids. And I just remember he's obviously younger than us, but like him racing on the bike and just putting time in, and then like, Dakota's racing mountain bikes. I'm like, I bet he'll be good at it. And he's real good at it. And we had him on during COVID. And it was just it's been really cool because again, like I rode skate parks together, tracks, dirt, and all this stuff, and then like I'll see him. Somebody did some. He's got a YouTube video like of his story. I think it's about 45 minutes long, and I'm like, wow, totally rode bikes with him. Bennu was like, wow, because that's a different level. You get to that World Cup mountain biking level, like you're on a different stage there, and. It's been really cool to see him, especially Michigan guy, Michigan kid.
Yeah, racing BMX, and now he's in the mountain bikes, and he's dang good at it.
Yep.
It's cool because he's not just good at riding. He's like he nerds out on the suspension and everything so much. He's like got that engineer mind as well. He's like really trying to mess with his setups, and they do a ton of testing and things like that. I really think that's cool. We don't really get that in BMX, like there's of testing and things you can really change on your bike.
I remember having a conversation about this with ideas for this show, right? And Pulp MX and I'm going to draw a blank on the mountain bike show that I was like, but like we don't have that. Like you just said, we don't have mechanics per se. And you don't have a suspension guy or an engine guy that you can get that kind of pull the curtain back and really nerd out, right?
Yeah.
Like because have
most of us work on our own stuff.
Yeah, we have George Costa for running. Like
you know who would be close? It would be Barry Nobles. A lot of the stuff he does on his channel, he's always working on a bike, showing some new product from one of his sponsors. He's not so much taking, 3 or 4 different sets of cranks and comparing them to each other, but he'll go, hey, I'm sponsored by such and such company. Here's their cranks, and this is how I install them. Do that type of thing.
I think closest was, remember when he did the shootout on the tires? He had the bird spoke wheels.
The spoked wheel, yes.
And then he did his regular titanium ones. That would be kind of like the closest thing I could think of. But like what you're saying, like we don't really have it, and it's kind of a bummer because. That gets that's where you really you can get into the weeds and really get lost in that stuff and learn a lot.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys. So with the popularity of like Dirty Fest and stuff, I've always thought it'd be cool if USA BMX did like a throwback national.
I think it would be
rad.
No. No.
No, they do.
like,
At Hardesty, they have that old school national. I mean, it's not, or I shouldn't say that. They do an old school bike show there at you're still racing regular bikes.
No, I'm saying put these kids on a couple flat turns and some moguls, and like, just, I don't know, just like once a year, just do a throwback national. I think it would be pretty sick, actually. Got to ride any of those tracks. Like I grew up racing in the 90s, mid 90s. So tracks were like, they weren't like obviously like they are now, but I don't know if we had any flat turns except for the first year I went to Grants. They had a flat turn there.
Yeah, I think our closest would be and they just rebuilt it, would have been Steel Wheels. That bad boy was pretty flat for a long time.
Those were pretty flat, yeah. And wet too. They always had the.
Now to what you were asking, like doing a throwback at Dirty Fest in Frogtown. They were running pointed races. No, they weren't nationals, but they were pointed races that those points accumulated to your districts and this and that. And I know it's growing every year with kids. The kids are really digging this, this throwback vibe and these tracks, like you said, the flat turns or the downhill, kind of that downhill vibe, the old school stuff.
Yeah, we've heard that from several people. Mike Miranda, Bill Ryan from Supercross are all saying that, a lot of the younger kids that ride for Bill at Supercross are riding these tracks at Dirty Fest and they love it.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to ride one of those vintage bikes. Like, bikes back then were pieces of crap, but
dude, it is wild that they're out there going full tilt. It was Stu Thompson was on like one, and I mean it looked like he was on a tricycle, but they're going balls to the wall out there. It's especially the last Dirty Fest where it was more downhill. I'm like, man, there's gonna be a lot of dudes not making it to work on Monday.
Yeah.
But what was cool about another thing, there's all kinds of cool stuff about Dirty Fest and that. We talk Dirty Fest more because we have more interaction with the folks that put that on versus Frogtown. Frogtown is basically the same, it's really cool. But they did run today's bikes on the Dirty Fest track. They had a class for that. And I bet that would be interesting. Run your today bike on an old school track and see how that goes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, do a weekend, like Jake's saying. You gotta have the side hacks. We gotta have side hack racing. That every year gets bigger and bigger at the
Grands. They do it.
No, not anymore. Don't get me started on that one.
Okay.
That's a whole rant.
You're missing out, people. Get that back. That's all we're going to say.
But both of them, both the old school races do them. And they're
Dirty Fest and the Frog.
More and more people bring them because they're just a good time. Like, you do an old school weekend, like Jake's saying, be like, look, uniforms got to be old school. Got to be old school. You got to show up, got to be old school. Got to have side hacks. And then have the old – you can bring the bikes, whatever bikes, race them. But we got to have the old school track.
Yeah.
I just want to – I want to see like 17 to 20 class, just lined up on like an old track. Like, I just think it'd be so fun to watch and see what the hell happens,
Yeah. Well, you look back at some of those tracks, because in the magazines in the 80s, they used to do like sketches or drawings of the track.
Yeah.
In there. And I know Gork would do a lot of those. But you could – there's basically one obstacle in each straightaway.
It was a lot of pedaling.
Yeah.
What's the track? Might have been Arizona that had like a corkscrew. Somebody
bridge?
listening is going to tell me, not a bridge.
Oh, I raced one in California with a bridge.
Oh man,
it was Black Mountain back in the day. It had like a 270 that you turned underneath the track.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine that 1720 going to some bad boy like that as fast as they can go?
It looks so sick. I'm so tired of like the UCI standard tracks.
Yes.
They'll track the same.
The M and the W.
I watch the elite class on these Supercross tracks, and they all look the same. I'm very impressed by the riders. I'm so bored by the tracks.
Yeah.
They need to switch it up. They need to change that whole series up and do something different. Change up the tracks. I don't know. Do something with it.
I mean, it's getting bland when you're excited because like the pros are going to go to a like they're not even going to go to Supercross track because we all know the level. They're so good, but they're going to go to a, like, for example, last year they came to Waterford Oaks, and that track is just still like it serpentines all over the place. There's shit. I don't think there's one 180. Oh wait, there is one 180 turn, but like everything else is a 90 or something, and or maybe two. But anyway, it's downhill. This, that, like very not today's track. It's still that old NBL Wild West layout. And it was cool. Like everyone was anticipating, like Akron too. They're super excited to see Akron because it wasn't a back and forth. Yeah. And it's, man, seeing those dudes hit those tracks, like, whew, that's fun.
And you know what else was cool about the Waterford Oaks ones? The vet pro class.
Oh yeah, they
ran all gentlemen's agreement. They ran flat pedals during the vet pro class.
You know, you just see like, oh, we're stoked to just see this difference, right? Like to not. Yeah, and you're right. It's, oh, man. I mean, it's going to be. Who was on? Oh, Ritzy. When he's like, yeah, your Supercross track. This jump is this. That's that. Like, it's sort of like in Supercross motorcycles. You know that it's going to be the 38, the 40, like the length. Yeah. And it is. You're like, oh, there's the berm jump. Yep. There's that. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's
like really lost luster. It doesn't, you know.
Yeah. Like they have a set of standards that have to be met for those tracks. So they're all basically the same. It might be different obstacles and different straightaways, but it's all the same stuff.
Yeah, to Matt Boshin saying UCI needs to run events on a 2-meter hill. Sometimes not thinking everyone needs that 8 and 5 meter. Yeah.
Yes. Up.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I can tell you
I think 2026 isn't it half? It's half and half, I believe, for the Pro Series. It's like 8 on however it falls, 5 or 6, whatever, 6, 6, 5, 5, regular hill to Supercross hills.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Cool.
Yeah. So, hey, maybe they're listening, or maybe it's just coincidence. Who knows?
Yeah, coincidence.
Yeah. So if you were handed a magic wand, and in the BMX that you follow and you see, you mentioned a couple. Maybe it's the, you stick with the track thing, but what would be the one thing you might change or you would change for BMX racing?
I would invest heavily in like the collegiate kind of thing. I think that was a cool opportunity that was kind of a dud for the most part. Like I'm stoked that some people got to go to school, like with some sort of scholarships for BMX, but like that could have been a really cool thing. And it just doesn't seem to have. I know they have a couple of races here and there. They don't really make a big deal about it.
Oh,
I don't know who the last collegiate champion was. I don't even know if they do it anymore, to be honest.
They do, but it's just like you said, like
it's not promoted or talked about a lot.
Rick from Beer Budget, his kids racing for a college, and he was saying at one of the BMX ones that the USAC didn't even have they had a tent and nobody under it, like promoting the collegiate race. And it was the collegiate finals where they raced for the colleges, and there wasn't even a representative there.
That's so lame because as a kid, like that could have been a huge, like a pivotal thing in my life. Like I wanted to do something with BMX, but I didn't really know what it was. Like that could have really been a difference in my life, and I'm sure there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And it even goes down to high school.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah.
They have somebody help me here. What is it?
NICA?
Yeah. I'm like, whoa. What if we had this in BMX?
Well, hold on a second, though. NICA is – I don't know if I should talk about this, but –
You're fine.
It's a cool concept as well, but, like, a lot of the structure of it, they're like, no, you can't jump. Don't pop a wheelie.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like they don't let you leave. Yeah, there's probably some clubs that do and everything, but I know that there's some, like, overzealous coaches that all they are there for is to pedal their bikes and to race, but like they don't teach them bike skills and stuff like that. So I guess that is a thing. I've heard that from many different people, so it's not just like one person talking crap about it. But like, yeah, NICA can be kind of lame in certain situations. So I wish they would like work on bike skills and stuff like that more than they do. But it's a cool concept, and I wish something was around for for mountain bikes or BMX when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So is that a high school mountain bike program? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of would it be, go ahead, you answer that one, Jake.
Well, yeah, they're like different clubs, and like,
yeah,
high schools will join the clubs, and then the clubs will all come together and race each other. So like you're riding for your club or whatever. And it's very inclusive to, everyone, like kids that don't even have bikes, like they'll get them a bike and have them ride like some, a junker or whatever, but they're out there doing their little training with like their kind of levels of competency or whatever. So if they have some like really fit kids and like really good riders, they'll put them together and they'll go out with an instructor, with a coach. And then so they try to like put everyone together and do some kind of training and then like come together and race.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they definitely missed the boat with the college BMX racing. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we got some trivia to do, bud.
Oh, yeah.
You ready to do some trivia, Jake?
Oh, yeah.
All right, now don't answer this. So we're going to because
we got to run through
what?
The prize pack. I just got to.
Can I hit the trivia button?
I'm prepping, man.
You're excited to show that chip clip, aren't you?
Yes, I can't wait.
Dang, man,
chip clip.
Well, I think the trivia button just disappeared. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Evidently, I was on vacation too. We want to thank our friends at Krupp and Carter for bringing us the trivia segment this week. They, like we said in the beginning, make sure you guys get over and check out their website. They got a ton of new stuff, a ton of like really different, cool.
They're always adding something.
Dude, did you see? You did the Michael Jackson sticker.
Oh, the bad.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I had to get me one of those.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, I gotta show Jake this thing when we get back on the screen here. So
yeah.
All right.
Might need to make it big.
Check this out. Here we go. Look at this guy.
So you're gonna go. Who's bad?
So that's from our friends at Krupp and Carter who do the trivia here, and we've got all kinds of stuff from our supporters and sponsors. Chris, you want to show them?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna run through here real quick. So our winner this week, we have a lot of stuff here from Motor City Harley Davidson. Make sure you check them out. Was it next weekend? They have the After Dark program going on. But we have I'm going the wrong way here. Drink koozie from those guys. Got your Motor City Harley Davidson stunner glasses. What else we got here? We got a tire pressure gauge from Motor City. We have I forget who this is from, Marysville Parks and Recreation, Marysville, Ohio. We have a highlighter from them. Hand sanitizer. Sticker pack with, oh my gosh, just off the top here, we have DB Sports World. There's some ATB stickers, Crenshaw, Vans. Hey, that's a new one. I haven't seen that in there before. So we got a Vans sticker in there, all kinds of stuff, and some chapstick from Motor City. And we have the chip clip from Honda of Marysville. We got that. And it's got a magnet on the back. Let's see. We have this is something you're not going to see anywhere else. We got this bumper sticker from Only Flats, which we're a proponent.
I dug that out because you were on here tonight, Jake.
Awesome.
And you got the flyers from Ghetto Wear and Supercross.
I lost my ears there for a second.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have Ghetto Wear, Supercross. Check out their new Supercross collab with Vans there. Check out their shoes. Oh, gosh, we have a microfiber cloth from Motor City. And we have this tie-dyed shirt from Krupp and Carter. Check that out. There. Back is all tie-dyed, too. We got that guy. And you wrap it all up in your backpack from Motor City Harley Davidson.
I'm going to spice it up. Nope, that's for...
All right, that's different.
So, last week, Holly Dunn won.
Yeah.
So, She has her own signature sticker.
Yes.
It is the Taco Rita. So we got one of those we're going to throw in there. She won the trivia from last week, so we're going to put her signature sticker in there.
Hey, there we go.
For this
week.
I
got to get me one of these.
I might have
Holly, send me one of these, please. So, Taco Rita. All right.
You've got a question that was something Jake said earlier.
Yeah.
So, Jake, don't answer this yet.
It's pretty all right. So,
look, dude, we've had a few weeks in a row where we haven't had winners. Yeah. So, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You're good.
We were talking to Jake, and one of the things we were talking about was crossing over to different sports when you're training. Instead of just BMX, you want to cross over to, I don't know, baseball, hockey, football, whatever it be, right?
Oh, before you finish, we're going to spice this up even more.
Okay.
The boss from Dye Job Apparel said, because Jake's on here.
Yeah.
And
what are we doing?
He's originally a Midwest guy. Dye Job Apparel's out of Illinois. Yeah. They're the company that makes the Only Flats. He said, toss in an Only Flats shirt.
Oh, sweet.
So Sean speaks. I'll dig one out before the show's done.
So you're basically going to get a T-shirt with this on the front of it. There you go. Here. And they are really cool. I think I got at least one of those, maybe two. So, all right. So, like I said, we were talking of different sports crossing over with BMX, and Jake named a specific sport that he felt would be one of the best to cross over to BMX. Like would support your BMX racing, switching over to this particular sport. What is it?
All right.
And you get all this stuff I just held up in front of us here, plus the Only Flats and a Taco Rita sticker.
It was cricket.
I was going to say that lawn javelin.
Jarts,
yeah. The jarts.
Cornhole.
We got rowing. Good guess.
Rowing. Come on.
You want to let them know who's on next week?
Hey, next week we are going to talk to. Whoa, that's not it. It's right here. There we go. We're going to talk to Mr. Joe Doherty. He is the host of the BMX in Our Blood podcast, and we're going to catch up with Joe. We had him scheduled quite a while ago and had to rearrange our schedule at that point, and we just getting back around to having Joe on. So next Wednesday we're talking BMX in Our Blood with Joe Doherty. So,
what was the answer?
You got a wiener?
Gymnastics.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Gymnastics. That's right.
Coming in quick too.
Really?
Yeah.
Who got
Jeremy and Cynthia Thompson. They were the first ones. So
I got to write that down.
Yeah. If you can, Jeremy and Cynthia Thompson, message the All Things BMX Facebook page with your address, and we will get that out. We ship about once every 6 weeks or so. We'll get that out to you guys. Yeah. So thank you guys for playing along.
There's a huge backup at the Heartland Post Office.
I mean, imagine somebody run into that thing. Like, it's as big as Porta Potty 6, and I'm really not exaggerating.
No, you're not.
It's very small post office for such a kid, but like Heartland's a big area. That's a small post office to cover this area.
It's the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah, about that.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Well, Jake, we want to thank you for being on again and look forward to having you on here shortly again, man, because it's always a good time. We always got plenty to talk about. Before we get out of here, though, I want to throw the screen over to you for your shout-outs, your thanks, and anything else you wanted to talk about or button up, all right?
Cool. Yeah, thanks, boys, for having me on. It's always fun.
Sure, anytime.
Yeah. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Put out some random stuff. Sometimes might speak to you, and sometimes you might think I'm crazy, but I try to post a couple times a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. I have coaching services that I offer specifically for gate starts. Kind of like your golf coach works on your swing. I'm kind of specifically focused on your gate start and trying to improve that. So I have some cool things that I do with some riders and had some pretty good success with them over the last few months. So if you're interested in finding more about that, hit me up and let's chat.
And you offer that virtually, correct?
Yeah, virtually.
Perfect.
And then in person, if you're in North Carolina too, I'd love to work with people one-on-one.
All right. So you heard him.
Good deal.
You don't have to be in North Carolina. You can hit him up, get yourself a gate start plan. And we'll get the information again. It's in the show notes. Very easy to get a hold of him from there to set yourself up a program.
Yes.
I actually just got my first client in China last week. That was
No
kinda
way.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's like the time difference as the guys in that. Yeah, that's like 14 hours. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. That'd be a big time difference there, too.
You talking to them like in the first thing in your morning then? Wait, how would that work? Yeah.
You either have morning or nights.
Yeah.
You can communicate. Nothing during the middle of the day with Australia or anywhere over there.
Right.
That's crazy. How'd they find out about you? Social media?
Yeah, Instagram.
Dang, that's awesome.
That is
Isn't
pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because social media is so cool and then so frustrating at the same.
Right.
You ain't joking, man.
No doubt.
Double-edged sword, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why do you think we always say like and subscribe and all that stuff? Because we can't get anybody more than what we got. Nobody.
What's that?
It's just a personal thing with me. I mean, we have tons of people that we invite to like our pages, and I would say probably 70% of the people that comment on stuff on our pages don't even like our page.
Yeah, but
on Facebook.
How many times do you go to that tab where like the people send you to like or follow?
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you go to that?
When it comes up in my notification, I do.
I'll go and be like, I'll get one, and then I click on like the thing, and I'm like, oh Jesus, there's like 50 of things I've been invited to. I'm like, when did I miss all these? And then I'm just like, whatever.
Well, the problem is they're not related.
What's that, Jake?
Especially on Facebook, it's easy to get overwhelmed with that kind of stuff.
I don't get
mad. But the thing is, they don't pertain to things I'm interested in. I mean, it's like,
Chris, you have a pretty wide dynamic of
it's
interests. Like we had like a 15-minute talk on NASCARs and BMX,
Right.
That stretches the gambit.
Yeah, it does.
You're into off-roading too.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, dude, confuse the algorithm.
I was just going to say, your algorithm's just walking around in circles right now.
It probably is, actually. Yeah, NASCAR, Jeeps, Broncos, off-road.
And then like all the times we talk about the helicopter you don't own, I can just imagine
dude,
what it's like.
You can't believe the stuff I get about helicopters. It is no joke.
I can't imagine. Well, again, thank you for joining us, Jake. We really appreciate it. Everyone that tuned in live tonight, thank you so much for joining us. Those of you listening on the podcast, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow Jake, follow BMX, Spark BMX Training. Make sure you like and follow on all those social medias. Chris, take us on out of here.
All right. Again, Jake, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody here in the Midwest, if you can get out there and ride in the next week or so, do it, because pretty soon we're going to have snow permanently. So get out, ride your bike, have fun. Joe Doherty's our guest next Wednesday night. We'll see you then. God bless everybody. Have a great week.